Apologies, we are starting slightly late due to some logistic constraints here. So we would run today's session. Go to the next slide, Tunde, please. Pass and slideshow, please. We would run the next section following the agenda as usual. You're welcome. The next thing after this, my speech, will be our president coming up to recognize the attendees, dignitaries, speakers, and everyone that have joined this call done by the president. After that, we would have the welcome address delivered by president. She would also continue in that stead to introduce our speaker, our special guest, and then after that session, the speaker will come on stage, or you will hear her voice where she will deliver the planned topic for today as displayed there, beyond salary, which we do not want to miss. How do we benefit from what we currently earn to secure our future? So that will be followed by a Q&A session, which will be moderated by myself, the publicity secretary. And then we will have the vote of thanks taken by the president-elect. So we will just go straight to the day in view of time. So, President, the floor is yours, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PS. And thank you, everyone. So I will just say good morning to our distinguished members, our colleagues, and our past presidents, fellows, ESCOs, and all who have made time out this morning to attend this webinar. It is my pleasure as the president to welcome you all to this special webinar titled Beyond Salary, Creating Wealth That Works Without You. You know, as you all know, at NAPE, we believe that knowledge is power, and that true empowerment comes not only from our professional excellence, but also from financial literacy and sustainable wealth creation. So today's session is designed to open our minds to opportunities beyond the traditional paycheck, and to inspire us to think differently about how we build lasting value for ourselves, our families, and our community. So we are especially honored to have with us Mrs. Grace Ofure, a highly respected entrepreneur and wealth creation strategist. What makes today even more remarkable, to me, is that Mrs. Ofure has graciously accepted to share her insights with us at no cost to NAPE or to any of us. So this generosity reflects our passion for helping professionals like us unlock financial freedom and create systems that generate wealth even in our absence. So I want us all to sit back and listen to Mrs. Ofure as she, give us a wealth of experience and practical wisdom in this area. But before I hand over to her, I want to read our profile just to let us know, have a good understanding of, the experience of the speaker of today. Grace Ofure Ibhakhomu is an internationally recognized real estate investment strategist, global wealth architect, and financial education expert, serving as the Chief Executive Officer of Lifecard Investment Company. A distinguished member of the Forbes Business Council, she's a globally respected authority on cross-border asset acquisition, capital preservation, and offshore diversification strategies. Grace holds executive-level education from Harvard University, equipping her with advanced expertise in finance, investment strategy, and global wealth systems. She has been featured in leading international publications for her work in financial literacy, structured wealth creation, and strategic mentorship, helping professionals and entrepreneurs develop scalable multi-generational wealth. With a proven track record facilitating over $1 million in property transactions across 4 continents, Grace operates at the forefront of dollar-denominated real estate investment migration and global portfolio optimizations. She bridges emerging developed markets, enabling professionals, institutions, and diaspora investors to access high-performing global real estate ecosystem. Our recent accolades include recognition as Azize Development #1 African Real Estate Investment Partner, achieving a record-breaking milestone in international property collaboration. Through structured wealth system, strategic mentorship, and financial education programs, she has empowered more than 30,000 professionals and entrepreneurs to build resilient, scalable, and multi-generational wealth. Grace combines strategic insight, financial literacy, and global execution, making her a sought-after speaker for corporate executives, institutional investors, and high net worth professionals seeking to navigate international real estate and wealth building opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our speaker of today, Mrs. Grace Ofure, as she come on stage to give us a speech. Thank you very much, Madam, for accepting to give us this speech today at no cost to NAPIA. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you so much. I am so honored to be talking to exceptional leaders. I'm so honored to be talking to professionals. I'm so honored to be here with you today. And I want to say thank you so much for having me. And to our amazing president, thank you for putting all this together. I'm so excited because I know that for me, this is an opportunity that we are all going to learn. So I'm going to be sharing and giving more time to the Q&A, because over the years, I have come to see that knowledge is very important, but the application is fantastic. But when knowledge is in depth, like you are able to work with the knowledge, ask questions, open your minds, it's better. So my Q&A sessions, when I have trainings like this, is very important. I will really want you to begin to put down questions so that you can be able to ask the questions when we are done. Once again, I want to say I'm very excited to be here. I do not take this for granted. I'm so grateful for everyone that is here that is willing to learn. But I want to beg and urge us that when it comes to learning, it's important that we open our minds, we open our hearts, we just open ourselves up, because some of the things that I'm going to be sharing today might not be conventional or something that you would have heard somewhere, because it's different. But whatever I'm sharing, it's based on my passion and what I have been able to do for a lot of people. Haven't worked with them. I remember the last time I spoke in the event where November, she invited me to. There was a young man that I started to work with, and he's so excited for that opportunity to have listened and begin to structure his finance. My name, like she said, is Grace Ofure, but I just do a small background. Why? Because a lot of people will say, who is she? What does she really know about money or about value to teach us? I mentor some very high profile, their kids, because maybe I started with their father. And one of the things that he will always say is like the story of Joseph. When Joseph was able to interpret the dream of the leader, he made him the prime minister, because he said, if you can know the interpretation, you'll be able to serve us well. You know, haven't come to Lagos some years ago, like 19 years ago, where I was sent to serve in Nigerian Port Authority. I remember that I got there, I was very excited, but I left there crying because they said there wasn't space. The reason I was crying was not because Nigeria did not give me a job as the #1 Nigerian daughter, because then NYSC, we were told that we all belong to Nigeria for 1 year, and they take the government, they take responsibility. But I was sent to a government parasite. That's what pained me, that even the government refused to give me a place to serve. And I was going to use my 1 year to serve this country. Having started like that, finding a place to serve, and finally ended up after my service in the market where I used to shop, which is the Katagua market. If you're familiar with Lagos, somewhere around Abuleba, I started to sell used clothes. So I sold some in the market and I sold some outside of the market. You know, having come from a home that they did very well to educate me, wasn't ready to go back to give them excuses. Then one of the things that we dreaded as a family was the life of poverty that we have found ourselves, and the scarcity and the lack and no opportunities, no godfather, no job, nobody. Haven't all that as my circumstances. Now today, when she was reading my profile, so many things we cannot put in the profile, but I look back and look at where I am today, which I'm still learning. I'm going to learn from you today. The journey has been resilient, and most importantly, is understanding that wealth, money has a principle. And this we are not taught in school. These, the financial institutes, hear me and hear me well, will never teach you that, because by the time they teach you the real meaning of wealth, they would be out of business. And which our systems and our education across the whole world keeps the secret. The passion she was talking about, why so many people charge for things like that. And I say no, because the truth is, to God be the glory, I am totally financially free. So what that means, there's an assessment you are going to take today. Don't go anywhere. That assessment will give you where you are, will help you to begin to think of how to move to the next level. I have done the assessment over and over again. I have raised the bar for myself over and over again. I can really, really enjoy till Jesus Christ come, and I don't need to lift my hand. I haven't done that. It will be wickedness of me to keep all the secrets, all that I learned in my journey, not being able to teach people or show people the most important things. And that is why I'm here today. That's why I'm passionate. Like I told when she reached out to me, I said, I have a new calling. The new calling is to open the minds of people to know that wealth, money is the cheapest thing to accumulate. And wealth is so important for this generation and the next generation. I don't think I can teach what I have not conquered. A lot of people have called me. They said I'm successful in marriage, 20 years. I tell them no. What I have conquered is poverty. And that is why I was excited when she talked about the accolade from Dubai, because how do you go to a country that closed their doors on you, on the whole country, and you go and start your company there, and in 6 months, only 6 months was recorded, because before we finished doing all the registration and all that, looking at Dubai, told Nigerians, because we have been there for a long time, but we needed to take it to the next level. 6 months was recorded, and we shattered all known record. That's to say that when something is done once and you can't do it again, it's a mistake. So the proven principles I'm going to teach today are principles that is not a mistake. As long as you can put them to work, you are going to get the same result. It's like the law of gravity. The law of gravity does not forgive a small child that mistakenly jumps up from a 5-story building. I would feel for the child. But the law of gravity says when something is up, it will come down. So no matter how loving we love that child, as long as the child rolled out of the balcony, God help us that we meet the child alive. So these are proven principles and laws that are going to help you. So thank you so much. I needed to give you a bit of who I am to say I can't teach what I don't have. I can teach this because I live it. And I'm teaching it because I started from the very, very what is low. You are even good because there is salary. Me, I moved from hawking and so it's a journey, but then I know something. And sometimes people say, Grace, the reason why I can allow you to, I don't ask you questions, I just tell you how much I have, and I tell you to plan it or help my children to plan it, because if you had left from there and I can see, because you can check it, you can ask banks, you can look, even you, then that means there's something that you know. So if you can move yourself like this, it means that if you are given opportunity and some monies are given to you, you can even do better. With that note, I want to just quickly go to the slide and run it, and so we can begin to ask questions. The slide is not really everything, but at least it's just going to help you to understand what we are saying. So uh yeah, thank you so much. So want to run the slides now. Before the slides come to the scene, I would really appreciate if you can just bring out your biro and your paper so you can jot some things down as I begin to share some things with you. So there are some key things you need to just take down. It's a master class. And I need you to just get some things down. I want to start from a question, which is saying that our topic today is a lot of people look at their salary and think that many have come back to us, haven't gone through the work system, and they are broke. After all, my father worked. My mother worked. How come after all those years that they have worked, all those years that they now collected their gratuity, how come we are still broke? Because we were barely managing ourselves. But then I was excited that they gave us education. How come? So what is wealth? That's the first question. What is wealth? So wealth for me is something that it's possible. So I need you to just write what is wealth, your own idea of what wealth is. Because I want you to start from your own idea of what wealth is before I will tell you my own idea of what wealth is. And that can help us to look at it. What is wealth to you? You know, when I was growing up, the first thing that I think happened to us was that wealth was something we think we could not acquire. Everything that I woke up in the morning, all I saw from the day I was born till I started talking was that there was so much lack. So the mindset and the structure of my mind was fixed on the fact that it is not possible to be wealthy. So if we have that kind of mindset that as salary earners, we cannot be super wealthy, no matter what we do, no matter how much we are being paid, we will still not be super wealthy. So, first of all, that is what I want to deal with. Because when I talk to some salary earners, I have some, there's a lot of them that put oil companies say, Grace, this is my gratuity. I said, okay, before your gratuity, what happened to all the salary? Said, so many people, I was helping everybody. Now you need to help yourself, and there is nothing to help yourself. So why? Most of them will say because the money is not enough, or because So it's based on a fixed mental attitude, which is our mindset. I need us to begin to write down, what do I think worth is? Whatever I am doing now, do I ever think that it can make me wealthy? I know my salary. I know how much I'm making. I know everything about it. Do I even think that even if I get promoted, even if they increase my salary, do I ever imagine in my mind that I am going to be wealthy? Or I just want to live my life, train my children. Maybe my children will come and help me, not the children of today, the ones we are seeing now. So is that what I am thinking? Is that the imagination of my mind? You know what I'm saying? This is the foundation of anything we are going to say today. If we don't answer and now know where we are, and now begin to use the principles to break even to every other thing, then it becomes a problem. So beyond salary, creating wealth that works without you. So now you are talking about the one you are creating. That is why you are looking at it. Oh, my salary is 100. My salary is 1 million. My salary is 2 million. My expenses is this. How can I create this kind of wealth that she's saying beyond me, having properties all over the world? How would that work? It's not even possible. I cannot even see it. I don't even see light to it. I don't know. They said I should. Let me just also tell you, because you also say, how much am I investing? Even the whole stock markets, the entire stock market. If you remove the stock that belongs to one or two people, the remaining one that all of us are buying is how much? So if we are looking at the stock market, is this stock that will make me wealthy? That's another problem. So stock might not make you so super wealthy, the kind of what I'm saying, because wealth is all about creating wealth. Is the income, is the salary, or something deeper? Before you can build wealth, you must first understand what it truly means. The question challenges us to look beyond our physical check and discover the real foundation of financial freedom. So now, today, we are teaching that, you know what, I know there is a paycheck. I know there is anything, but let us look beyond it. Our paycheck is fixed. Maybe there are bonuses. Maybe there are opportunities. Maybe our check would increase. Maybe we'll do very well. There's a bonus sharing, but you know it is still fixed. You know it is fixed. And anything fixed is fixed. It's like fixed mental attitude. As long as this is the way you think, this is what you do, that means it's fixed. All you have to do to change it is a new knowledge. Because the knowledge that you have before that has put you here cannot change until you put another new knowledge. It's like trying to put a software of Android into Apple app. It won't work. So you need to discover and understand what the issue is. Then you now begin to recalibrate and see what else. Can salary earners create wealth? Yes. Because most times when I ask salary earners, they just know where they will get to. They know where they will get to. So when I say, okay, can you have over $5 million as your cash flow? That means you have something that generates $5 million for you as your cash flow. So the question is, from where? So today you're going to learn how. Some of us are in the age that at least the younger ones are here. The other of us, we are going to look for opportunities that can make us be very quick and cut it short in righteousness. But for the younger ones that are here, that's why I'm very happy with what the president is doing, because there's one thing that they have that we have in abundance, because time is important. Salary earners can absolutely create wealth. The question isn't whether it is possible, but how you choose to deploy your income is the question. Number one, you have income. So is your income profit? No. Your income is not profit. Your income is not profit. Write that down. Is your income profit? No, because your income is not profit. So you write it down. My income is not profit, and I will tell you what I mean. The real difference is two professionals earn the same salary. One will build wealth, another will struggle. The difference isn't because of lack of opportunity. It's how they think about money. How they think about money. Your mindset determines whether your income becomes a tool for freedom or just a means of survival. When I receive my salary, do I see this survivor, or do I see it as an income, as an opportunity? It's either I see it as survivor or I see it as an opportunity. Every salary that you receive is an opportunity. Every salary that you receive can be an income. Every salary you receive is what you do with it. Because you might say, I have things I do with it and it's not enough. So, next slide. Now, I will begin to tell you the 3 pillars of creating wealth is number 1, awareness. In this class today, I want you to be aware of how do I think. Awareness of who you are, where you are, what you are, and everything about you. Because sometimes, as salary earners, we don't want to tell ourselves the truth that this is where we are, this is who we are, we need help. Because we are very educated, and sometimes we feel that education is all that is needed to be wealthy, or this person might not be. I remember one day, just a joke. So there was a lady that every time I was speaking, you tell me, no, this English, you have to polish it, you have to do I know it's important. So I wrote my first 2 books. Somebody came to me and said, you have written books. So because he was now wondering, auntie, you have not written books. Why have you not written book with all the truth is application is important. She had all the knowledge, she had everything, but did she apply it? No, because she wasn't aware of what application of what she know can be. Me, I wrote in my book, this is a book to learn how to make a billion with co-investment. Please, I'm not an English teacher. So don't try to judge English. Take principles. Because making money with these principles has got nothing to do with English language. So it's important because I was aware of what I can do, what I have, and I used it. So are you aware that this money that is your salary is enough? So the next thing is, I wrote the 3 pillars: relationship, and the other thing is what? Community. These 3 things are so important. So awareness is what? Your salary is your capital for acquiring assets, not just income to survive. Shift your thinking from how much do I earn to what do I do with what I have. Stop consuming all your money. Delay gratification is the biggest thing that everybody thinks it will happen tomorrow. My salary will increase tomorrow. Next tomorrow, I'll be manager. I will do side hustle. I will do this, I will do that, which I don't think, if you really want to work and you want to give value, you don't see the workplace as you are working for somebody, so you have to go and run a business as side hustle. No. The business of your life is in that job. And I'll be teaching you today how you can make it the business. So if I have never been employed, but I wrote a book on 9 to 5 because of my experience with salary earners. The business of your job, that is your business. If you think that all business people are making a lot of money, let me do side also so that I can make a lot of money, it's going to affect many things. If you see what you are doing as you are creating value, and you see it, you say, how is it a business? Let me explain how it's a business. I'm sure that before they employed you, you did marketing. Say, no, I'm not a marketer. Okay, you sent a CV. They're now shortlisted. You did an interview, Abby. They now told you. Then later they called you and said, okay, this is what we are paying. They now negotiated. That's the loss of business. So what is business? Business is transaction. Before you were employed, what was it? Transaction. You want to get promoted? Transaction. That's business. So awareness is so important that you stop whatever it is and begin to ask yourself, what do I do with where I am now to change where I want to go? Because your future is more important than your present. Stop directing your mindset to is tomorrow and start directing everything to assets. And remember that you begin the engineering of your wealth from your mind, and let your mind begin to tell you what you need to do. And that will open up a lot of things. So The next slide, we are going to be talking about deep down into the basic things we are going to talk about now. Relationship is so important. It will. And when I tell these two, they get a bit confused. But I want you to write it down in my face. Before is two ways. The two ways to create wealth is business. You are not a business person, and you see why I said so. You can create wealth through business, or you create wealth. So that's because you, as a human being, and you are not supposed to chase money. It is business that chases money. This is very important. This is where we all miss it. Now, I'm a salary earner. Abi, good. How will Grace Ofure be telling me now that it is business that chases money? It is business that multiplies money. I am not a business person. I know. So you do not multiply money. You create money because you were born. God ordained you, or whatever you believe. Humans were created to produce money. That means they bring value. They create value. You don't bring money. That is why even the dollar bill is not backed up, because Americans deceived us. They backed it up with gold, later they removed the gold. So that is why we are not designed as human beings to produce Oh, so sorry about that. I don't know what happened. So currency is lesser than me, because as a salary earner, if you don't have that mindset that whatever they are giving to you or whatever salary you are earning, you are bigger than, becomes a problem. So you are, God help me, you're able to put it together like that. But you can create more currency or more money. But what multiplies for wealth creation is the currency. Is the money that comes out from you. How do you multiply it? You multiply it in only two ways: business or investments. What is the difference between business and investments? Business is what you do to create value that will bring money. The investment is what you put your money to do that will create value to bring more money. Those are the only two things that has the capacity to create wealth. So what that means is that even as a salary earner, if you can do the two, which I will tell you how to do, it means that your value is working without you, because you cannot continue to work. You must use your value to create wealth. And this is the only two ways that wealth can be created. Without these two ways, wealth can never be created. Business accumulates. After accumulation, it is preserved. So from accumulation, number one, produce, accumulate, and preserve. Those are the three ways. How do you produce? How do you accumulate it by multiplication? And how do you preserve it? These are the three ways. And the only two things that can do it is not you. Is business and investment. And you are the engine of the value to make it happen. So what a relationship now has to do with that, where we all miss it as salary earners, is that sometimes our relationship are always based on our work. So let me give you an example. Opportunities come from networking, not strangers. Everybody's cycle is based on. So you see, even in my church, when you create a group, they say bankers group. And at the end of the day, the society has made us have those kind of relationship. Professionals group. This group. So you have a relationship with your same kind of people. That is the problem. When you want to think of mentorship as a salary earner, because this is where the money is, your mentorship is mentors and sponsors. They invite me globally. I go to events globally. So when professionals are talking about mentorship, they always talk about mentors that would help you to gain clarity, to grow in your career paths. Mentors that will move you from one office to the next office. The audio has to be clear. I have to wait. The audio has to be clear. The audio has to be clear. Please let me know if the audio is clear now. The reason is because this thing I'm saying is very important.
We can hear you.
The audio has to be very clear. So I want to change my network. Please let me know if it's clear on the comment section. Thank you. God bless you. This is very important.
We're actually hearing you.
Our community, our relationship becomes our professional bodies, our these bodies, and when we now want to take mentorship, we are looking for sponsors and mentors in our career paths. And so whatever it is, whether it's free mentorship, whether it's you have to do EBA, what that means is that I call it your gift makes way for you. It means that if you are doing all that, you are doing it in your professional cycle. You want to take a mentor, you want to pay for mentorship, you want to take some trainings, you are doing it in the professional cycle. And you are doing it for fixed salary. That's the problem. Opportunities come from network, not strangers. Your typical social cycle now can limit your financial thinking because everybody is thinking like you. Nobody is my friend that we think as a salary earner, because the kind of things I think I want to do, we even tell you, begin to say, Grace, Mom, how do we make this money? How can you say you want to do Grace of selling okrika, wants to do charity with a billionaire? I'm almost there. Every year, a big charity. Those kind of things cannot be said in our professional cycle because we'll say, are you okay? Where are we going to get the money from? Because in our mind, we have done the maths, we have done everything. But because you need to change your cycle, you need mentors, you need, I don't know what they call the other ones, coaches that are not in your cycle, that are not doing salary, that are doing other things, that can now show you the things you need to do. That's what it is. That's the truth. I met a young girl that works she's a salary earner. Yeah. I worked with her for 6 months. What has happened to our finances? And what those things we did help the company better. So mentors, investments, business mentors, because you see, I did not say go and start a business. You don't even you should not even start a business. It doesn't make, because you'll be distracted. How many side also have even hustled? And that's why I don't like the name even. Because you have even said it's side. What can a side do for you? So, but if you have business mentors, you have strategic thinkers, you have entrepreneurs as your friends, I have case study. Let me give you a case study now. I just remembered something. Thank God they put it here. I can show you the figures. I think Nairametrics. You can go and check Nairametrics. Nairametrics carried my news. How many of you will invest in Dubai today? Because you're in the professional world, and all we hear in the professional world, we like headlines, head news. Good. A lot of professionals will look at it like, how will I go and invest in Dubai? They are fighting. They are doing this. They are doing that. But guess what? In my years, I will say it again. In my years of this business, she didn't tell you, I didn't think, I not hear myself well. It was over $100 million transactions that I have seen that pass through my company, pass through my investors, both international, diaspora, and everywhere. I have never in my life seen the volume of funds that was used to purchase Dubai investments last week. You'll be shocked. You know what brought that? Relationship. Why? The opportunities that came up in Dubai was shared to only people that we have relationship with. You did not hear, because we don't have a relationship. To create wealth, the importance of relationship cannot be overemphasized, because you are not in the, so before anything comes outside, my darling, people inside. Look at, recently I saw Tony Lumelu, the highest shares. I didn't see when his shares were sold. What comes to us outside that is announced is crumbs. Investments and business transactions are done inside. They are done with people that have relationship, inner cycles. So when that opportunity came in Dubai, the opportunity was just to the end of Ramadan, because there's nothing. Dubai is even wondering what news are people. They don't even believe what they are looking at. Burj Khalifa has jumped down and scattered. Then the people are standing in front of Burj Khalifa and they are looking at their news and wondering which of the Burj Khalifa. I will show you proof. Whoever wants to see the proof of how professionals like you, there was no politician. It's just two business people. How they bought Dubai last week because of relationship, because of the opportunity in our inner cycle that we opened up to say, this is the first time that Dubai is doing this. I heard people said the reason why they are doing it is that a nation that is ready, when they are throwing missiles like this, we know that when this thing is over, they will use it for their marketing strategy. And it's the truth. I play in global markets. Without no tax, they will not add this, their security, that they intercepted over 1,200 missiles. The market is going to take another shape. But through relationship, we got some transactions that's going to end by the end of this month. And only those in that cycle had it. Relationship. What relationship does is that it gives you an opportunity to hear things that everybody does not hear. Relationship come through coaching and mentorship, not education, because education cannot really do a lot, because new educations will come. But somebody that has moved from one place to another knows some secrets that is not outside, and you come into that relationship. If you come into that relationship, that's when you will know. There's one of my mentees that said, I never knew that Grace does not sleep in the night until I slept in the same room with her, because her alarm was ringing every 3 hours. That is based on relationship. There are some certain things you will never know until you are in a relationship. There are some things you don't know about your husband and wife until you marry. Relationship creates wealth. Is the second pillar for wealth creation. After awareness, education is okay. Through relationship, you get educated. Education will only open your mind, but relationship will take you there. Last slide. Community. Community. Let me tell you how wealth comes with community. Relationship brought me here because I have a relationship with your I have a relationship with your president. If not because I have a relationship with the president, I will never have met these wonderful people that I'm meeting, like people like Chidima, Ozurowa. I'm seeing their names now, I will never have met a lot of people like this. That's the power of relationship. Community does collective wealth power. See, let me tell you. And understanding the community, no boundaries, you need to increase it. Understanding the power of community. That is why they used to have things like cooperative. So I remember there is no cooperative I have not sold real because I'm a deal break. I'm a deal person. I think only deals. Mobi cooperative, Chevron cooperative, they've given me an award, the kind of deals that I bring. But the challenge with cooperative is that cooperative has a society that we all know bureaucracy. Before they will finish the matter, the transaction has gone. Before the president will talk, vice president, secretary, too many people. So community outside of a cooperative has somebody that is in forefront and they say, let's go, we are going. And let me tell you how community win. When Chevron Cooperative bought Orange Airlines, which I helped them to do, because of the president that was on seat, that one was like, and it caused a lot of problems because I was internal, so I knew what was happening. But the deal they got, nobody got it because the power of collectiveness. Building wealth alone is slow. The most powerful wealth structure are community-based investment groups, real estate community, strategic partnership, combining capital. Because let me tell you something. The reason why let me just give you an example of what happened in Dubai. The reason why we got whatever we got, we went as a community and said, you know what, we want a full building. Discounts. I have brought this transaction and said, if we talk like this, talk like this, talk like this. Go ahead. We did an education, we brought it to the community, and everybody was. So by the end of the month, we also made sure just 3% key in now, so that at the end of the day, then also what your 10 million cannot do. If you put your 10 million on something and maybe give you 5%, when it becomes 100 million, you can ask for more. These are things I teach and they pay me thousands of dollars in the masterclass. But relationship brought these things to you. By combining knowledge and opportunity, you can participate in bigger opportunities that you would not possibly do alone. You see this compounding interest, do 10 naira, do 20 naira. It does not make anybody wealthy. Don't let them deceive you. Don't let them deceive you. It doesn't make you wealthy. It just makes you okay. The class today is how do I become wealthy and use whatever I have to be wealthy? That's the class today. So I am not trying to be in a class where I'm trying to make you feel good. I'm in a class to say the truth. Many of them will come because they have one assets they want to sell, all those things. I don't know how many people have become super wealthy with this. Super. When I mean super. Next slide. So these are the reality. There are two main parts: ownership, investment, business. And in business, when you're in a community, you can invest into other people's business. You might not. There are so many businesses based on relationship, based on community that you can be a part of. You don't do the day-to-day, but you make the money through the business. There's an accumulation and there is also preservation. The challenge is that when you go to meet a church member, a sister, an uncle and join their business, it flops. What happens? Because you are concentrating on your job. You have never run business. So you might not even understand which business is good or which business is not good. Leave business for the business people. You need those kind of things. You first of all get a business mentor. I don't know why the network is disconnecting from your end. Please, IT. Please, can somebody tell me when you stop hearing me? It's not me. It's the network from your end.
No, we are connected here. But you are back now, so you can just proceed.
Yeah. So where did you stop hearing me, please? So I really want to. That we are in the last slide, so we can ask questions. So I don't miss anything. We'll put the medias together. I can help with that. As I get the entire video. So what was the last thing we heard, please? Can anybody just type the last thing that you heard?
It was actually breaking before you went off. Maybe you can just share your slide now.
That's what I'm saying. Before it stopped breaking, where did it start breaking, sir? Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. So that's a long place. Networking. Talking about the community and relationship. Did anybody hear about what the community did in Dubai, please? Did you hear anything like that? Did anybody hear about what the community did in Dubai? What we were able to negotiate because of the community? Okay, let me just run it. Yeah, some people heard, some people did not hear.
We heard.
So that person, so the power of the community, we're able to do that. That I said I have never seen in the history of what happened in this 24 hours. Was like they gave us so we did in 24 hours what we were able to put together as a community that gave us that advantage. Then really I started talking about how that you need to let your money go offshore. Sometimes some of us we are stereotyped. We have come from where we just feel that we are not there. How do we make money when we are not there? There's a lot of people making money where they will never go to. See, Jesus calls us. I have properties in some places I've never visited. So what is happening is we just find where our money can work harder for us. What that means is simple, is that we have identified that these are the two ways. We have identified that we can invest. We don't necessarily need to go and run a business. We can go and invest in somebody's business. We can also go and get business mentors to help us to see what business, and we can co-own business. And I don't do operations. I just be the one that I've invested. And then I said, most times we make the mistake to think that because I'm interested in creating wealth from business, I must go and give it to my church member, my brother, or my sister. Sometimes it doesn't work. You need somebody that is a professional to look at the numbers and look at what they are doing. Okay, so there are two main parts of building wealth. The good news is you don't have to run a business to build wealth. As a professional, you can invest in businesses, you can invest in assets that generate wealth, and you focus on your career and make sure that you are investing in the ones that truly generate wealth. Then lastly, I don't know if the slide is there, delay gratification. There is no wealth creation without delay gratification. Any money that has not produced money for you, it is not for you to spend. In the beginning, I started talking about that you produce currency, but that is not your money. Until that currency produce another money for you, that is where you spend money. Businesses that die are businesses that think that if they buy goods for 10 naira and they sell it for 15 naira, 5 naira is their profit. 5 naira is not profit. 5 naira is margin. Profit is when you finally put that margin to go and work hard. Then whatever comes from the profit is when you begin to spend it. Same with you, that your business is your salary, your business is your job. Why do you spend money that has not worked? In the law of wealth creation, any money that has not produced money from you cannot create money. That salary is not your profit. It is your currency to send a message. Money multiplies. You don't multiply. It's money that multiplies. So if you ever want to multiply, you will see that salary as an opportunity to multiply it. You say, how will I use, what will I now use to live? There are so many ways to cut down costs. Let me now end with this. I don't buy anything I cannot buy 5 times. I don't buy a car I cannot buy 5 times. I don't buy a clothes I cannot buy 5 times. You remember I sold Okrika, so I must not wear designers. If my money is 100,000 and I'm supposed to buy suit for 40,000, I will go to Katangwa. When my 40,000 for suit has produced money for me, I can buy suit. I'm teaching you wealth creation. Good. It will not work. That is why it has not worked. That salary is not yours. It is your wealth creation asset. You must go and use it to do what money is meant to be done with. Then you can say you have profits. So the way businesses die because the owners do not understand margin and profit is the way your salary dies when you don't understand your income, what it's meant for. That is the truth. And you go into survival mode. So there is no reason why you should not produce wealth. If you have opportunity that money comes, that money, what do you do with it? Is make sure that it produces, it does what its nature is. The nature of money is to multiply. You don't multiply, but this thing you bring out multiplies. Are you multiplying it? I tell people, any problem that money that I have not multiplied cannot solve, can never be solved. Can never be solved, though. Because if all of us are on the ground, nobody will ever raise anybody. So because of that, I need to be on top so I can raise everybody up. And to do that, you need to know that it is long term and you must give yourself so I normally tell people, you need a 10 years plan where nothing is important until you have accumulated, multiplied everything that is coming. And you now say, okay, it's time for me to begin to enjoy or ball. So If there's any way you ever think that it will just happen, it will never happen. You have to make up your mind and say, okay, the next 10 years, the next 20 years, the next 15 years, the next 5 years, I want to structure my life, structure my mind, structure my income, structure everything. And like, if you ever have money that is called money, cash, or currency in the bank account, is depreciating, because money does not stay static. I am always investment rich and cash broke. If anybody calls me now and says there's a problem and I need cash, you can try my bank account, there's no cash there. I shall go and look for, because cash is not meant to be. If you think that Zenith Bank kept your money, go there. They did not keep it. They just moved it to another person. When you come, they will give you another person's own. If you don't understand that, and also be smart not to put your money there so they don't trade with it, you think of how to trade with it. I think that's our last slide. And also, the last slide will not be a QR code. I think that there's something we call the self-awareness wealth calculator. And I will explain what that means. Wealth calculator means you need to calculate your wealth number. So what is wealth number? So let me use my life as an example, so it just becomes easy. At age 50, I want to spend $5 million charity, vacation, care. Say it's not obtainable, I'm almost there. I want to spend it every year. Every year. So in my projection, every year, I want to be able to take this money, do charity, pay people's school fees I couldn't pay when I was starting my life because I needed to tell them to wait. Now I want to go and do more than I could have done then. So these are the things I want to do at age 50. And I don't want to wake up in the morning and begin to think of looking at laptop, running after a customer that wants to buy or does not want to buy. I want something to do it. And I want that thing to keep multiplying. So what that means is that for that to be possible, I need $50 million in assets. 80% real estate, globally, and few locally, in case I need naira. That is my wealth number. It means that between wherever I am to where I want to get to, I have to have 50 million assets, because whether you push me back and front, this one is okay, this one okay, I might be able to get 10%. What that means is that 10% is the $5 million. The 50 million is breathing there. That is the wealth number we are living with the children. That I came from a poor family doesn't mean that a poor family should come from me. Because even the Bible says a good man leaves inheritance and a wicked man leaves debt. So what that means in my mind, I don't want to leave debts. Let me leave the family wealth number to be $50 million, an example. So my wealth number means, let me now calculate. So this assessment is to calculate, what do I have? What I don't have? What do I need to do so that this wealth number, you can decide your own. You might not want to do a lot of charity, but the truth is that is what we are called to do. Have you seen almost everybody that's very wealthy? They do a lot of charity, because without charity, you are not fulfilled. Because we don't have a lot of money, that's why we say we cannot give 1 billion for charity, because we don't have. But the truth is that the day you give 100 million for charity, the way you will reduce in age in your mind, you will be so happy, because that is the God nature that you have. So how do you continue to do that till Jesus Christ calls or whatever? Is because you don't need to work. Your asset is doing it. So you have to have a wealth number. I started calculating my wealth number from age 22 during when I entered. So I don't know how it came to me as a philosophy, and I've used it to help a lot of people. So every year I'm looking at the asset base to say, okay, it's moving. That is my benchmark. Let's assume that is my figure. So this QR code, this word number is supposed to also be how will I speak the English now? Supposed to be also paid for, but what doing is what doing well. You cannot learn something and don't practice it. You do your self-assessment, figure out what your wealth number is, decide where you are. Whatever it scores you is okay. At least you are aware. You know, this awareness I started from, I've come back to it. Then you take it off from there. Thank you so much. That's the end of the class. I hope I tried. We can't learn everything in 145 minutes. It's a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam Grace, for this session. At this point, I would call our president to say some few words before we go into the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Sister Grace. Thank you for this insightful, enriching teaching. And I believe everybody has taken one or two things from what you said. I won't say too much because I know many will have questions for you, but all I want to say is that on behalf of the executives and members of NAPE, I say thank you for coming to give us, pour out all you have poured out for us today. Thank you very much. So sit back and listen to our questions so that you can give us answers. And at the end of the day, we'll have much to take back home. Thank you.
Thank you, P. Yes, thank you, P. Yeah, well said. We are now going into the Q&A session. We've heard a lot. I believe you learned as I did. I took a lot of notes. And so, the key anchor points what that was mentioned in this talk: awareness, relationship, community. These are the key foundation that we need to build our words, So the floor is now open. I don't see at the moment. Type in your questions, please, through using the chat. But if not, you can also raise your hand and then we open the mic for you to speak. Anybody have any questions? Clarity? Here is the moment for you. Okay, probably. Okay, I see one. Oh, yeah. From Kosi Wankacha. The question is, please explain more on the wealth number.
Okay, I said that the wealth number is a number of owned assets that you don't need to do anything, but the income or the cash flow from the assets takes care of everything you want to do in your life. So what that means is that you need to have that. So sometimes when you don't, you find out that you are financially bankrupt. So let's give an example. I spend 10 million naira in a year, and suddenly something happens. It means that I cannot use my hand, my brain, my eyes to create money, and all I have is 20 million somewhere. So what that means is that I have only 2 years to live financially. So many people are alive, but they are dead financially. Most professionals, and this is true, you find out that when they finally retire, they're not able to live that life they used to live, because then they had free cars, free houses, free everything, and free vacations. So many of them end up with dementia. They are sick. Most of the sicknesses people have is because they want to forget the life they used to live that they can no longer live. That's the truth. Because mentally, they are not okay. So what is your financial strength that you are not a part of? Something that just sends you money every year. Even if you're not, so let me tell you why I can do things like this for free. I've seen people that cannot, because they need to collect this money from you to pay the bills. I don't need to. I've seen a woman that I had to pay to her to train some women in nappings. Not nappings, Pegasus. I was the one that paid. I said, because women will be there, I will pay you to go and train them. Because I'm very passionate about women making money. Why? She told me that she has a card rate, a rate card. I don't know what they call those things. Because she's not financially free. I'm here that I'm sitting down here because whether you pay me, you don't pay me, I don't need this money to live. So what am I saying? There are things that you will be excited about. Who is paying? Your wealth number is a particular number in terms of naira, kobo, dollar that you need to enjoy your life. You are not restricting the holidays. You know, when you are working, you are going for a lot of summer now. After work, you say we have to slow down. Not because you like to slow down, you are looking at naira and kobo. You need to know it so that you work towards it, because your future is greater than your present. I say that to say this. It's a figure. But you need to put those figures in assets. So some people also don't know when they need cash flow and when they need capital appreciation. Another problem in wealth creation. And so we can't say all these things in one place, because some people are buying houses for rental. You have salary. What do you need rental for? If you have salary, you are collecting cash flow for rental, and your wealth number is not complete. For me, it's not a financial. That's the difference between me that grew finance on the street and somebody that went to school because they will teach you cash flow. No, I don't need cash flow right now, because what do I need cash flow for? I need capital appreciation. So I need to accumulate. There is time for cash flow. There is time for accumulation. How do you know what time you are in? If you don't talk to an expert, they will come and say, cash flow, this, that. Did it really make people super wealthy? If you don't want to be super wealthy, then the class might not be. How do you prepare to be super wealthy using what you have? That's what I'm saying. So do you know when it's supposed to be? So that wealth number, you can build it with capital appreciation. You can build it. So you need to, first of all, even know how much do you need when you are age 50 that will make you excited, and tell the company that employed you, thank you for taking care of my future. Because even the pension that you are saving for, how much will it be in the next 20 years in terms of inflation? Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the great responses. We have some couple of questions here. I'll read out one from Inia Basi. She's asking, if we are to do community investment in NAPI, can you help us like you did for Chevron? That's the first question. Then our second question is...
It's possible, but the problem with the difference between community and what they call the other one, community and that's community. The difference between, so if this community is for the purpose of investment, why not? But if it's a cooperative that has, I'm telling you, the bureaucracy. But if, like I did with what they did now, I said, okay, Grace, let us come together and buy 5 units of Dubai property. First of all, it's dollar. Second of all, once the house is ready, we'll be collecting rental. Then in 10 years' time, we sell it, we share our money, and we get out. That's a different arrangement. That can be done. But it's another arrangement. I'm not just buy single. 2 people can own it and just, I can do consultation for that and open up opportunities. But once it becomes, I don't know how to explain it, it becomes so much back and because opportunities really don't stay on the table for too long. It does not. It's the truth.
Right. Okay, so the second question from Iniabas is, as a takeaway from this meeting, where can we invest? I think you've touched one of
You
those.
cannot invest if you don't even know how much you have to invest. So that is why the people that really teach you wealth creation, how to know who is teaching you wealth creation or who is interested in your future, is not somebody that gives you an investment. It's somebody that gives you a holistic question and answer. Education, okay, how much do you have? What do you want to do? Short term, long term. Investment is not a banner supermarket that people just can say, go and buy one stock. Go and buy. No. Those people are not ready to create wealth for you. They're just giving you. What I have done with people is, the people that I work with, is to really find out, where are you? What do you need now? Do you need capital appreciation? Do you need co-investment? Do you need to partner with somebody? Something that is practical. Because I can go and be dropping 100,000, they will not make you a billionaire in dollars. That is the truth. So, do you need to work more? Do you need promotion so that your money can be more? It is not something that can be answered even in my own webinar. Maybe I organize a class and say, pay. I can't still answer it because everybody is not the same. You are asking, what should we invest in? I don't know how much you have. I don't know what you have ever invested in. I don't know what to answer. So I take it back. I take it home. I take it back. So maybe when we meet some other time, I'm able to. There are some questions I must ask for you to be able to do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Is there any question? Okay, you said your opportunities don't stay for too long. This is from Chisholm.
Yeah.
If one knows how much they have to invest and what type, short, mid, long term, how can we start?
You start. I'm sure that if let's go back to that. If you do the assessment will also help you to know how to start. So once you do this assessment, I think we should drop. She has they can share my email, my number, with everybody. Then we can now have a. We'll take it, because there are some assessment that we see and we have to call you because I'll say you're a red line. Especially if you're a woman. Women are meant to be very selfish. You can just see me call you. So please don't lie about the assessment, because that can give you maybe 2 people here now. I'll just take them as my case study. And so that when I come in 2 years' time, the QR code did not work for me. I don't know why. We will say everybody that attended this thing will get a replay. And I'm sure that there's a way we do all these things. Because last time I trained WinBiz people, people said they got a replay, they collected my number, some reached out to me and all that. That's part of WinBiz people in my community. Please display it again. That's what they are saying. So, that assessment, please, we'll send it to everybody. But what assessment we do, I can just call you, put your ring number, because when I look at it and you are in red, I will not even be able to sleep. I will call you by myself and say, this and this and this is what I can see. This indication is. Then also, there's something else we're going to give to you. It's called the True Tracker. Have you given them? So we'll send you True Tracker. True Tracker is for you to track your life for 1 month. Your expenditure, the way you spend, the way you think, what you are doing. So you don't need to submit it. Just be tracking it. We will track it from tomorrow till 30 days time. It will just, by the time you open your True Tracker, you will thank the president that I was here. It's your truth tracker. Your truth. For the first time, let's track your truths for 30 days.
Okay. Okay.
All this happened as a result of relationship. So relationship is important.
Indeed. I think I resonate with that. I think when I first joined my company, one fact that I learned was to be successful, you need to be able to manage the outside. So you don't look only inwards, but you build relationship, you seek what is going on out there. And I think that's one of the things you hinged upon when you talked about the relationship, the community focus and all of that, not just building relationship with people who see things your way, but look outside to then bring in the learning to.
So we have our numbers
grow.
and our email address here. So peradventure, the QR code will not work for you. If you send an email, Esther will respond to you. But I think that even the organizers had told me before that they're going to send out my contact details to everybody, and we'll now manage everybody based on my availability, and because everybody don't have the same question. Everybody is not at the same place. But the younger ones, I'm very excited because you have time on your side. So you know the right mindset you should have now, the right mentor. So everybody needs 2 mentors, 2 promoters, not
Yeah.
only work mentors. You need to have mentors outside, because the work mentors will just help you to become the MDCU.
Mm.
And they have done
You're
very
able,
well.
yeah, you have a question already in that same angle. You have different buckets. So Kende is asking, Ma, considering everything you said, how can someone earning around 100,000 naira monthly build wealth in today's high inflation environment? So that's a question from
Okay, well,
Kende.
I like that. How are people that are not earning money surviving? That's the truth. You see, if you don't start to learn how to take away some monies from your small money, you will not also be able to take away some monies from your big money. That's the truth. And why are you earning 100,000? Are you the highest pay person in your office? No. Can you be paid more? Yes. Those that are paid more, why are they paying them more? Those are the questions you should answer. Thank you.
Okay, good response. Another question here is, as you mentioned, this is from Kosi Wakacha. You mentioned we should get mentors. How can I make you my mentor?
That's why I said, if that is what you need, as a send, you scan this code, you have your details, they have put my number there, they have put the numbers you can reach out to. You send a message and say, how can you be my mentor? So that's what we have said. So the numbers will be sent, then you can ask that, then we can be able to say, yes, why not? I am interested. That's what I live for right now, to help people navigate, because this is what I have been able to succeed in doing. So I can show you the way. So
Okay.
it's not a problem if that is what you need, because I can still look at it and say, this is not what you need right now. You need this, you need this, you need this. I just guide you. Like somebody that is asking, I earn 100,000. You don't need me right now. You need to find out, how do I earn more? I don't need to change my job. Is the 100,000 the biggest pay in that office? Okay, let me tell you something, ma. My staff just double the salary. You will go with this matter. How did he double his salary? I have some other jobs that I'm supposed to pay somebody else for. He heard about it. And he said, Ma, I will do it as my second job. So if that money I was supposed to give to that person, I told the management, give it to him. I would rather give him. He's not using my 9 to 5 to do it. He's going to give away another 3 hours in the night, which means this job is my job. But I don't want to do it. So I'm going to give him from my own salary. See, I am not of the school of thought, because I'm paying 100,000, that's why I cannot have more money. No, ma. No, you're talking to the wrong people. I just told you. Yesterday, I said, from my own salary, I will pay him, because he's helping me achieve 3 hours of my work that I don't have time. That one, I don't want to do it. And based on relationship, he heard me talking to somebody, and he now told my EA, I can do it. And I gave him the job. So, do you know, if your madam has something they want to do in their job that you can do in the midnight, I can give you part of herself? You don't know. Do you have the competence to do it? That's another thing. So if somebody like that earns 100,000 is asking me for mentorship now, he cannot pay. But I will look at the situation and I'll be able to guide, do this, do this, do this. As long as I've brought myself here, I know that I'm going to guide some people, whether they are my mentees or they are not my mentees. I think that's the much I can take.
Oh,
If you notice, I came out from another engagement. Would we receive a feedback? You will get the feedback immediately you submit, yeah? Yes, you will get the feedback. Once you submit, definitely you get your feedback. Without your feedback, you don't know what to do next. That I will assure you that you will get your feedback.
Thank you,
We'll
Madam.
put the email address again and the phone number so you can reach out. For those that are interested in the opportunity before the end of this month in Dubai, we'll tell you how to join our community, and you can quickly do that if there is still opportunity. But I'm saying that this relationship can give you information you will not hear in your workplace. And even the people in your workplace will not tell you, even if they're in your workplace, because that is not for the workplace. That is for. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this rich presentation. The questions have also for the giving us more insights, and we hope that all of the feedback will be taken, all the learnings we'll take in, and then try to see how we improve going forward with our finances. At this point, I would like to call the president-elect to give us the vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much, Madam Grace. That was a deep one.
Thank you, sir.
The topic, beyond salary, creating wealth that works without you. Amen. This is for our upcoming young ones, and for even the ones that are already there and are struggling, because I know the system is so inconsistent that you're in there today, tomorrow you're out and all that. So it's good to try to see an alternative way of having income, and you have really broken it down for everybody. So I will urge us, if we want further communications and interactions, we should reach out to Madam Grace. I'm sure she's very willing to entertain anybody's concerns and try to walk us through on how we can, grow our finances. Once again, thank you, Madam, for taking out time from your very busy schedule to come and deliver this topic to us. For the president of NAPE, we thank you also for getting her to do this presentation for us. It's not easy. And again, being something that she's doing free of charge, because definitely if we don't know, whoever is coming to this kind of presentation must always take something on it. But she says, no, I want to speak and I want to talk free to the oil and gas community, to the NAPE community. So we thank you, Madam, for doing this for us. For those who, carved out time to listen to her, we thank you also for creating time and time for this. And we say very big thank you to everybody, and we wish us good health and God's guidance whatever we do. And again, another note, tomorrow we still have a presentation from NAPE at Eco Hotel. So those who are chanced can also walk into Eco Hotel tomorrow for another presentation from NAPE. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, PE. So you've said it all. Madam P, do you have anything to add before we close out completely?
No, we just to say thank you again. And what the PE said about the presentation at the hotel tomorrow is our monthly technical meeting. So everybody should just take notes. And it's a very good topic we are talking about tomorrow. So be there. So that's all. Thank you, Madam Grace Ofure, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. See you tomorrow, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.